Hello students. In the last class we come across about RBC as well as WBC. In WBC systematically two types, granulocytes and agranulocytes. In granulocytes further divided into three more types, acidophiles, basophiles and neutrophiles, and in agranulocytes, that is in two types, lymphocyte and monocyte. And we already come across about spleen. Spleen here, okay. This is the spleen, commonly called as a graveyard of RBC. It is also called as a blood bank. Okay, and it is the main site for the production of few WBC cells. Understanding? I will write here. It is a graveyard. Okay, it is also called as a blood bank because some WBC cells or the RBC cells they stay in the spleen for a short period. It is also main site for production of some WBCs. Okay, so after the RBC and the WBC, the next corpuscle we are discussing is the platelets. Okay, platelets are found only in mammals, but other vertebrates having thrombocytes. Okay, platelets they found only in the mammals, but other vertebrates having a thrombocyte except mammals. Okay, but mammals having what? The platelets. They produced as cytoplasmic fragments from megakaryocyte of red bone marrow. In the red bone marrow, as you know, there is yellow bone marrow also. Okay, like that, there are few cells called megakaryocytes. They're actually going to produce these platelets, and they do not have nucleus. It is enucleated. Okay, if you see platelets under microscope, you can see the dense structure. Okay, it looks like actually a nucleus, but it is not a nucleus. Okay, it is basic cytoplasmic granules. The size, it is a very small size, 2 to 3 micron. If you compare to RBC, it is 7 to 8 microns. Okay, if you compare to WBC, it is nearly 20 micron. Understanding? Platelet count, how much the normal healthy person should contain? 2.5 to 3.5 into 10 raised to 5 cubic millimeter, nearly to the count of our RBC. Okay, the lifespan of platelets is very short, 7 to 10 days. Okay, decrease in platelet count, it is called thrombocytopenia. Okay, I already told penia nothing but deficiency, right? Next, increase in platelet count, thrombocytosis. It is called thrombocytosis. The main function of platelet is clotting the blood, that we come to know detailedly. We're going to discuss the mechanism. From injured platelets, a factor going to release called platelet factor. It is also called thromboplastin. Okay, there is one more factor going to release called secretin. Okay, so thromboplastin, it's a function for cascade mechanism. It's going to activate further enzymes. Okay, secretin helpful for vasoconstrictor. Okay, vasoconstrictor, it decreases the diameter of blood vessels so that the blood pressure can maintain, right? Here thrombocyte, the difference between platelet and thrombocyte is one, that is it is found in the mammals, it is found in all vertebrates except mammals, but the function is same, that is clotting of the blood. Okay, and one more difference, it is nucleated. Okay, in our platelets there is no nucleus, it having a nucleus, because of nucleus, so here it is little spindle shaped structure. Okay, it is spindle shaped and nucleated. If you see the mechanism of a coagulation or clotting of the blood, when there is an injury to the hand or leg anywhere in the body, bleeding occurs immediately. Okay, bleeding occurs but not continuously. That bleeding gets stopped after just 2 to 3 minutes. It going to get dry. So what is the reason? What mechanism taking place there? After injury, there is a injury for the blood vessel as well as the platelets. From that injured platelets, there is one factor going to release called thrombin activator. This thrombin activator going to activate one more factor called prothrombin to thrombin in the presence of calcium. Calcium is very important. Okay, it acts as a cofactor here. This prothrombin going to convert into thrombin. This thrombin converts fibrinogen to fibrin. Fibrinogen is a soluble protein. Fibrin in the monomer condition still it is soluble, it undergo polymerization to form insoluble. When it form insoluble fibrin from the muscle, from the injured muscle where there is an injury, there the fibrin going to pack. Okay, it will become a compact mass, thread like dry structure, and the cells get stuck. There is no further bleeding occurs. Okay, so now we can say it is got coagulated or the blood clotting taken place. So this is the mechanism of blood clotting, right? Next, we are discussing about lymphatic system. See, after blood, in the blood, we already come across all the corpuscles like RBCs, WBCs, platelets. Okay, and one more fluid, it is very important, that is lymph. Okay, totally we are discussing what lymphatic system. This is our heart, left auricle, right auricle, left ventricle, and right ventricle. This is the aorta. Okay, that carries what type of blood? Oxygenated blood. This aorta that will divide into arterioles. Okay, and here we having a thin blood vessel called capillaries. While bringing oxygenated blood, the force is maximum. Because of that force, and here they having a thin blood vessel. Because of thin blood vessel, some amount of fluid they get a leak out of the blood vessel or the capillaries. Okay, and that fluid going to collect here, that is in between the tissue. Because it is collecting in between the tissue, it is also called as, the lymph is also called as tissue fluid. You can also call it as interstitial fluid. Okay, so it will leak continuously out of the fluid. As it is leaking out of the fluid, so this is the blood vessel. Out of a blood vessel, the fluid getting accumulate in between the cells, that is in between the tissue. So it is also called as a tissue fluid. Because of in between the cells, also called interstitial fluid. Because of continuous leakage, the blood pressure going to decrease in the blood vessel. To maintain that pressure again, this fluid has to return to this main blood vessel, right? So during returning to the main blood vessel, that has to pass through this node. This node is called lymph node. So here already a WBC cell is present that going to kill a bacteria. Okay, and here some valves are present. Valves, its main function is to avoid backward flow of the fluid. Okay, and they move along with this vessel. So through this vessel lymph is flowing, okay, passing. This vessel is called a lymphatic vessel. Okay, finally they enter into the main blood vessel before reaching to the right auricle. Okay, and again the pressure get maintained. So this